Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. My name is Technomagus and today we are doing an old classic for the Super Nintendo called ActRaiser. Or not ActRaiser, Soul Blazer. It was released by Enix in, I don't remember exactly when. But it was one of the early titles for the Super Nintendo, not very well known. But it is one of the first action RPGs ever released for the SNES, and also did predate Secret of Mana. 92. Alright, so in this, you play as... Basically, you play as an agent of God. You are a knight who wanders the world. And the way that the game works is, well, first we have to equip our sword. And basically you just go through and you kill enemies. I'm not very good at this. Once you kill enough enemies from a monster lair, it will transform. You step on the monster lair to seal it, and something will happen. So now the old man turns into a floating ball. So the way he works is, you equip your magic, and I believe it's the Y button, yeah, will cause him to spend gems to launch an attack. Of course, you actually have to have gems to do this attack. Every time you go back to talk to God, you get to save your game, and you are fully healed. It does not restore your gems, however, so there's no free magic. There is no currency in the game. But as you can see, the world is looking rather barren. So we need to go fix that. And we do that by heading down into the monster layer of the world. But we can talk to any sprite in the game that is not a monster we can talk to. Some require certain items to do so, but usually not that much of an effort. The different monster layers each have differing number of enemies. Some monster layers will spam enemies until they are empty. Some monster layers will only launch one or two at a time. And not every monster layer will unlock a character. Some monster layers require or will unlock further areas in the game, like shortcuts or open gates, such as this one. Fortunately, enemies have a very long invulnerability time. But now we have released our first villager. So sometimes once you unlock something, you actually have to go back and talk to them to advance further. Sometimes you can just continue on slaughtering everything in your path. Once you seal a monster gate, that's it. It will no longer spawn any more enemies. However, there are enemies that are independent of monster gates that you should be aware of. And of course, always search out items. And I just died. Death is a bit of a slap on the wrist. You lose all your gems, but you get respawned back at the god, and the game remembers your progress. So we can go talk to that old woman now. Sure. So now we have we get to use the bed whenever we want, which is yeah, anyway. Right. Okay. Well, anyway, moving along. Let's go back and get vengeance for the death that we suffered. Ideally, you want to have the enemy right at the edge of your sword swing because that allows you to get more damage in. Alright, so gems are actually used more than just for magic. Certain blue gems, certain ones you can actually spend money at in order to get upgrades. And do not be afraid to dodge and parry, because enemies can, and right now the enemies are only dealing 1 damage, but you don't really have a lot of health. Oh, okay, so it's automatic. So, we just used our life herb, which is fine. The game actually pretty much throws them at you, and you can only have one at a time. Like, there are a couple of consumable items that you can only get 1 copy of at a time, so... so that's basically telling you that we can only go a certain distance in this area. Okay, you want to make sure that you are just far enough away to the enemy. Whoa, crap. Stay away. Just far away enough for the enemy's invincibility to wear off before you can actually fight them. And certain monster layers do need to be unlocked in a specific order. If you unlock the character before you unlock the room that they're in, or the person that unlocks the room that they're in, then they will just sit there as a disembodied spirit and will not be able to help you. Dream Rod is actually another important item that we'll be needing for later. And by holding L or R, you can do what's called crab walking, where you just hold out your sword. And it also does what's telekinesis, so any gems dropped, you will automatically collect. Very useful, actually. And the mage will always launch attacks in the direction that you're facing. Alright, we are almost done in this area. And if you notice, the little fireball spitter actually respawned, because sure. And there's our shortcut back to the start. And we are almost dead. And we're dead. We lose all our gems, unfortunately. But that's fine, we've got a whole bunch of new people to talk to now. See? There is no currency in this game. How nice of you. So let's go see what the ivy has to give us. Ooh. Armor. And gems. And experience. Yay. Let's go ahead and equip that iron armor. Now we actually have some survivability. Alright, back into the dungeon. As you may guess, there are 8 items, or there are 8 armors, 8 weapons, and then 8 spells that you can collect over the course of the game. So, basically you have, so be sure to explore thoroughly, because there will be enemy dungeons that you cannot, or enemy layers that you cannot break right off the bat, and you'll have to backtrack and return at a later time. Well, this iron armor really is not helping that much. to go back there. Yes, we can even talk to inanimate objects, because reasons! Alright, so let's go ahead back to the village now and talk to the old man in the watermill to see why he is so upset. But actually, before we do that, let's go heal up. Because healing is very simple and easy. Now, in case you're wondering, Soul Blazer is actually part of a trilogy of games that are not... basically, it's part of 3 games that they're not connected directly, but they have themes that link to each other. And the other 2 games in the series, also released for the Super Nintendo, were Illusion of Gaia and Terranigma. Terranigma actually never received an American release. It was only released in Japan and Europe. But basically, Soul Blazer is supposed to be restoring the world, Illusion of Gaia is the exploration of the world, and then Terranigma is the is basically another restoration of the world. It's kind of, but it's reliving the world's history. Okay. Alright, so... wow, I am really bad at this whole dodging. Come on. There we go. And remember, you can talk to anything. Plants, people, goats. Yeah, so you want to make sure... So we're going to have to go back there at some point to talk to that goat. Because the goat is going to have some relevance to talk to us about. Oh, and by hitting this monster layer, I just reset the other one. Of course, we still need to unlock the vine that will let us get to that platform. Which I believe is somewhere around here. This should be the vine. Nope, this is actually a different area. Now, the problem is, while the enemy is invulnerable, they can still hurt you, so you gotta be careful about that. Fortunately, leveling up gives you a full heal, which is very useful, especially if you're right on the cusp of leveling up. How convenient. I close one monster gate to open the next. Oh look, and a third monster gate. Thanks, game. And everyone just spamming them. There we go. Finally. And now we have two goats to talk to. Oh, need to go this way. Of course, make sure to collect those gems right away so that you don't lose them. Now, one thing you can do is you can break all the enemies to seal a monster gate, and then, or to seal multiple gates, and then you can then then step on those gates at your option. You don't have to, without resetting. There we go. Oh, that's awkward. Stay for right now because there's still one or two more monster layers to seal, and then we'll be done with this area. Or maybe not. Okay, looks like apparently we are done here. So then let's go ahead and head back. Now, you can only move in the 4 cardinal directions. There are no diagonals in this game, unlike for the enemies, which is awkward. Alright, so... See, we can't actually talk to the tulip or the old man yet, because we have to go and unlock that ivy. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk to the goats that we unlocked. that is your hint to equip the Dream Rod. Actually, first you have to go back down here and talk to Lisa. Okay. Sure. Alright, so now we need to go find her brush. So, the area we just unlocked in her dream is actually where the brush is hidden, so we need to go back into the underground castle one more time. Yeah, I thought it was over too, but apparently not. Okay. Fortunately, we unlocked all these shortcuts, so we don't have to go too, so it doesn't take us too long to run through the castle. The brush is actually right over here. But let's also clear out these guys while we're at it. And take a ton of damage in the process, but... Okay. Alright, so now we have finished everything in the underground castle has to offer. So we're going to go ahead now and save. As soon as we get uncaught from the tulip. No, we'll talk to the old man first. Now that may hint you that there is a goat to unlock for his pen. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here. I'll be back in just a few minutes with the next part of Soul Blazer when we take Leo's brush to Lisa and find out what exactly is going on. See you guys in a little bit.